Alright. I'm echoing in my head. Shit. There we go. Ignore that. Nothing bad happened. Everything is fine. A little bit disorganized today. Kinda had to rush everything out the gate a little bit. Because I did not account for when the next fest was actually going to start. I thought it was going to be earlier on in the day today. And turned out everything went live for that at 1 o'clock. An hour before I started. So I was looking through a lot of choices since then. And of course, we're starting with chicken nuts. There was actually a Twitter message sent to me asking me to try this demo. This is one of the 3 games that people actually came to me and asked me to try. I will be posting the store page for this once this segment is done. Each segment is going to be a half an hour to an hour, so that we can get a lot of games in, and most games probably will have the main idea of them shown off in a half an hour. The hour is for games that will be slow starters, or that I'm just really caught up in. Let's go. We must save chickens from aliens. In the demo, you have a choice of 4 weapons: the revolver, the shotgun, the sniper rifle, and the SMG. I've tried, when I tested this demo out yesterday, the sniper rifle, the revolver, and the SMG, so we'll be trying out the shotgun here today, first and foremost. Most of the options with all the various NPCs around here are locked off for the demo, because, you know, it's a demo. Yes, I know. Do let me know if the audio is a little funky, because these sliders don't work. That's the only complaint I have with this demo, is that these audio sliders just don't appear. Ah, there we go. They make the noise of reacting to you if you click on them, but that doesn't work. If you use the arrow keys, now it's working. That too was not working before, but it's fine. Not a major ordeal. It tells you to use space to roll, but you can also right-click to roll, like for example in Enter the Gungeon, which is what you'll probably be reminded the most of with this game. Okay. Thank you. That's what I was hoping for, but you never can be sure, because looking at meters tells you a lot, but not enough sometimes. We'll go ahead and take the coins. We're gonna need money. I don't know if anything ever spawns out of these things when you break them, but I break them out of habit. As you can see, very competent game. Not a ton going on at the moment, but as you gain more mutations, it does start to pick up. And some of the stages start getting a lot nastier from my little test play yesterday. Need the key for the chest, and now we got a better gun. Or a probably better gun. If you hit escape, you can see all the stats for the weapon you've got right now and what mutations you have. Those skull plates will hurt me if I step on them for more than a second. As shown there, they just kind of do like a X laser. Money or key? Money or key? Let's get a key. That goo, I don't know exactly what it does, but I know it starts a meter the longer you stand in it that does something. Presumably damages you, but I don't know. I never stood in it long enough to find out, nor do I intend to. I'm sure at some point it will happen unintentionally regardless. These guys fire a lot of bullets. And they're really bulky. But not too bad. Hitboxes are pretty clean for this so far. I haven't encountered any issues where I get hit by something I shouldn't have. And the same goes the other way around in that enemies don't get hit when they're not supposed to either, so far. I've mostly died to my own hubris or just catching myself in a bad spot. I should go get that 1 coin, actually. That 1 coin will be helpful. I do wish that the traps would turn off when the room's over. But, you know, that's a minor thing. I'm gonna take the mutation. More bullets, more better. Yes, yes. And then we'll take the key to replace the key I used to get this mutation. 1 coin for every room, extra damage when you're at full health. That's never gonna happen. I don't know about this idea, so I'll take the money. You can exchange your health for money here, as per usual. And disposed of. Got a real big mouth on that one. Now, this seems like it'll be a really good idea. The fact that it's at the last half a hit point is a little concerning, but I can make that work probably. Standing still probably works for some weapons, but I think with what we've got right now, that would be a terrible decision as well, so we'll take Enraged. Considering it's only 1 more heart of damage before it becomes relevant. Make that half a heart more damage. As you probably noticed, the statues are what's causing the chickens to spawn. So you break all the statues and the chickens will stop spawning. That is one gripe I've got with this, is things can spawn right under your feet and cause you damage. They might want to look at that in terms of a balancing thing. Admittedly, many times it's been my own fault for not noticing them spawning in, because there is a bit of a delay warning there. But I feel like it would still be better if they just could not spawn directly under you to begin with. Especially when it's not even an enemy first spawning in, those eyes just teleport around the room. I feel like they could do with an AI check to not have them spawn directly on you. Also, the fact you can't shoot an object that's directly next to you, slight issue. That one that I'd at least accept, though, because of the fact that it makes sense that your gun barrel would be past the thing you're trying to shoot. So that's not really an issue. It's just an inconvenience. At the rate I'm going, yeah, give me money when I get hit, because I'm going to get hit a lot. Let's go around this side, because I don't trust those shooters not to hit me at the wrong times. Not that there is ever a right time to be hit. Also, funny thing, as you can see on these top ones, you can just walk past them. There's a gap there that you can just walk through. I don't know if they really meant for that to be the case or not, but, well, I'm certainly going to make use of it. I need all the help I can get. I do appreciate the fact that, like with a lot of these, you don't have to roll in the direction you're looking, and you don't lose any distance rolling backwards. Since we've got a bunch of money-making things, let's take money damage. That makes sense to me. Even though I'll be spending money as fast as I'm getting it, probably. While I have it on the way to a shop, it'll be handy. Okay, the fact that you have that warning line for the snipers is okay. That's not out of hand. weird bit of iframes there. I think I actually probably should have gotten hit there, but I didn't. Also, as you see there, they do actually take damage from the traps themselves. Okay. Nothing doing there. Yep, I was afraid of that. So that's the end of that run. There's no, like, meta currency or anything that I'm aware of yet. Clearly, there will be stat boosts and such. But can't do any of that yet. I'm gonna get rid of the shotgun and go back to the SMG. I particularly seem to like the SMG so far. The sniper rifle I expected to like, but it's just that tiny little bit too slow. It's not great initially. If you can get modifiers on it, it starts working out, but on its own, it's a little eh. Taking raged again, because fire speed will save our lives. As long as I don't walk into a laser again. But that's the thing I noticed with this. And that's the only other negative thing I can point out, is the mutation variety really isn't crazy yet. There's enough for you to be able to have a few different runs lined up. And, you know, it's a demo. They're, of course, going to be adding a lot more, I'm sure. My only fear would be is if they don't add any more. And we got the same gun again, huh? I'm going to keep the SMG this time. The strong single fire is good, but I'd rather have a different weapon. And between all the bullets in the burst from the SMG, it does similar damage. We just have a lot less range, which will hopefully force me not to be as static, because being static is what got us killed last time. I need to stay on the move. You'll notice that yellow meter that was appearing on them. That's them standing in the goo. Because it affects them just like it does me. Which is why we can pop those canisters and hopefully walk them into the goo. But I've noticed a lot of the time, they're smart enough not to just trot straight through it for no reason. You would need to bait them into it. And it takes a bit for that meter to rise up. So I still, as I said, don't know what that does. But it exists. It's a thing. And I'm sure it does something useful if you can manage to get it to go. Just getting it to go is a bit more complicated. Which is fine. It doesn't need to be easy. Let's see. Mutation, tiny gun. I mean, I did want a different gun. But a 5-coin tiny pistol gun does not seem like the one. So I'll take the mutation and the other mutation again. We'll take frost damage bullets. Grab the key, open this. I got my money back. Okay, never mind. We have enraged, don't we? We do. How much is health? 10. Yeah, no, that wouldn't be worth it then. I was debating some shenanigans involving the amount of money we might get from throwing our health away. Lo and behold, nah. Ah, I see. So if I fully stack the blue meter with frost damage, it seems to stun them? Okay. Freeze enemies around player over time. Oh, maybe these are attached to trees then. Because some of these I didn't see pop up unless I had certain other ones. Because like snowmen I never saw when I was testing this yesterday. But I also never took ice bullets. So let's follow that line of thought. Let's see where that goes. Especially since we've got a shorter range weapon right now anyway. AoE freeze probably works well for us. Did I see that right? They don't have contact damage, do they? 'Cause I just walked through a chicken. Which, that's good to know. That means they have to fire for them to hurt you, or, you know, animate in the case of the charging ones. Which makes them spawning on you a little bit less of a problem. But the fact that the eyeballs, for example, spawn in a burst of bullets is a bit of a problem still, if they spawn directly on top of you like we were talking about before. So that's one thing. Again, not a major thing, just that's the only notable thing I've caught so far. Hey, Xeno. How goes? Rather than banking on getting hit, I'm gonna take the rabies vaccine to extend when we get our enrage, because running it off of a half a heart is a bad idea. Yeah, I feel that. I woke up with a hell of a headache, so I just medicated that down a little bit to make sure today went smoothly. And instead, I'm just slightly sleepy now. I mean, it's good that you worked on art a lot, at least. How did you make that speed paint you showed off? Take the kill for coins. Okay. I wasn't sure if there was like a special thing you did or if you just edit it that way. Okay. Because like I mentioned to you that there are things that do them in their own different ways, so I wasn't sure. Okay, they can still get a shot off even if they're getting chain frozen. Good to know. They just shoot less, it seems. We are in trouble right now, though. That much is certain. Fucking eggs. Of course. There we go. Get some more money. Right. It's important to do, but they don't need to see that. I misjudged that. I thought I circled around it. Ah, well. We'll go ahead and just straight restart that one. There we go. What do we got this time? You know what? I'm gonna try Stone Set this time. So I remember seeing something the last time I tried this out, and I'm wondering if it's actually connected. Because notice how much faster we fire when we're standing still. You really actually start getting quite the fire speed going. I want to see what happens if I get that and Enrage going at the same time. And just start firing the most ridiculous amount of bullets possible. Okay, we got a different gun this time. Kind of flies in the face of what I was trying to do, but that's okay. Fuck that one up. It's okay. Let's go for health this time. God damn it. We didn't lose much there. We're kind of okay. We're kind of okay. But yeah, so far my impression of this is solid product, needs more, but more will come with time. Not really anything that needs to be fixed. Well, yeah, it's in the same vein as Isaac, for sure. Like, visually, I'm very much reminded of Enter the Gungeon. And, of course, with the dodge rolling being such a huge part of it as well. We're a little bit poor this time, which is unfortunate. We do have enough keys to just open this. Oh, that got us what we needed for that, but that's the same gun we had before. So we'll just trade that around for the mutation. And there's Enraged like I wanted. Open, grab that. Kind of want a different weapon other than the shotgun, but we'll see how that plays out. And now, without being able to freeze this guy, it's going to take a little bit more doing to kill him. Thankfully, you can kind of just circle this guy to death. Some might argue that the AI in this game needs to be a bit better, but honestly, games of this type tend not to have the most intelligent AI, and it doesn't need it. They're not meant to be like genius strategists that are gonna ruin your day. Let's go ahead and take the guaranteed coin per room. Like, I appreciate the fact that every gun has stats and every gun will tell you what stats it has. I wish there was a way to compare a gun on the ground, but that'll probably come in the full game yet again. Because right now, the only way I've seen to compare them would be to pick one up, look at it in the escape menu, and put it back down to check the other one. This is why I didn't really care for this shotgun, because it gets a little too hairy for a shotgun with only 3 pellets. I fucked up. That death was my own fault at the end there, but those statue rooms also get a little out of hand. Like, you have to be able to kill those statues quick, otherwise those rooms really just overrun you. Now, I do have a planned order for what demos I'm doing up to, I think I had 5 of them picked out in a set order, and I have another, like, 12 just picked out in general. 12 being a generous low estimation. I didn't actually count them. Might even be as much as, like, 16 of them. Somewhere between 12 and 16. God damn it, body. Why are you being a pain in my ass right now? So I'm getting hiccups, I'm getting the headache and everything. Just like, my body needs to leave me the fuck alone for today so I can work. Okay, so it is a damage over time thing if they dance in the yellow stuff. Got it. But I will say, if people look at the nextfest list and see something they want to see done, feel free to ask about it. More than likely, I'll put it in. It may not be for today, because I'd have to download it. But if I already have it downloaded, then, you know, I'll just move it around in the list. I don't care or that much about that. And of course, it's going to be within reason. If it's something I have zero interest in, it's probably going to end up not being swapped in, because nobody's going to want to see me play something I don't care about. That's not going to be fun for anybody. They're really still offering me Tiny Gun. I'm curious enough to go for it. At least it shoots fast. Decent damage for Tiny Pistol. Sure. And I still want my free money, damn it. Okay, you can swap back to your previous gun without buying it again. I was actually slightly worried about that, because that would have just been annoying. But it would have also been funny. Do I want to trade health for the other mutation? And the answer is, for sake of comedy value, sure, why not? Okay, so it's 1 full heart for 5 monies. Let's take the acid one now. Wait, was that spelled wrong? Yep, yeah. They may want to look at the spelling on that one. Addict Novice. Oh, maybe they're trying to do something with that. I don't know if that's a typo or if they're trying to do a thing. But I'll be sure to mention that to them, too, since they'd asked for feedback. Okay, Tiny Pistol is actually fairly effective. We'll go ahead and take insurance policy. And for those wondering, the reason I keep getting caught by so many bullets is I keep not realizing which ones try to aim ahead of you and which ones don't, because there's a mix of both. Some of them actually try to lead their shots, and some of them just are shooting in your general direction. The ones that lead their shots are the ones that I'm having a problem with. And I stood in the goo too long because I keep forgetting you're not safe when rooms end. Game's got 3 minutes left on its timer. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it off here for this game, because like I said, every game gets in a half hour to an hour. I will give you guys the store page link for that game so you can wishlist it if you so choose. I am willing to recommend this one. This one's pretty fun, and hopefully will get supported with enough content to really become great. It's got a solid framework right now, so it should work out. I have already wishlisted a game, leave me alone. Okay, so that's Chicken Knots done. Move that over to the side. Next one's gonna be a little weird, but in a good way, I think. Oh wow, it actually has a Twitch tag already. Nice. Most of these seem to actually already have their Twitch stuff set up, which is good. So I was originally going to go sit in games and demos for the whole duration. But if they actually have their listings, I'll make sure that they actually get attention properly for what they are. Swapped over. The air was filled with phantoms, wandering hither and thither in restless haste, and moaning as they went. Every one of them wore chains like Marley's ghost. The misery with them was all was clearly that they sought to interfere for good in human affairs. I did not finish reading that, but that's fine. Now, you might have figured, based on that set of lines, what this was before the title came up. This is apparently Ebenezer Scrooge as the hero in a platformer. Very loosely based on the Christmas Carol. I saw this and I just couldn't help but put this on the list as soon as I saw this. Because I was dying laughing when I saw that. This is a fantastic idea. Even if it's also kind of ridiculous. Something's gone horribly wrong. Jacob Marley allowed you to see the invisible world, and only someone such as you who can help someone such as me. What sort of help could a spirit possibly need from me? Are you familiar with the Malthus family? Somewhat rich industrialists. They keep to themselves for the most part. Unfortunately, there's more to them than that. On with it, spirit. I haven't got all day. Tell me your story. And so I shall. Let me tell you the story of Caspar Malthus and the Malthus family line. The Malthus family has always resided in the shadow of London's high society, a truly heartless lineage who view the downtrodden of London as a cancer that would spread until a means of excising it could be found. It's a little loud, hang on. I know I'm not getting to read this next line, but I have to lower this. This is piercing a little bit too much. There we go. Driving this new rhetoric was Gaius Malthus. He seized upon the city's industrial expansion and turned their family from mere aristocracy into an empire of industry. His factories swelled out. This is timed just wrong for me to not be able to read all this. He offered those workers horrid conditions and little pay in exchange for their backbreaking yeah, see, that just is a very short timer. I can read it myself that fast, but I can't read it out loud that fast. So I'm not gonna keep trying anymore. It's gonna keep disappearing right before I get to the end of it. The timing on that is just slightly off. I'm gonna take it that didn't work out. Oh, good. Everything got worse. Yep, that sounds about right. And of course, because, you know, you knew the man, so of course you thought he could become better. Ah, of course, doing the Christmas Carol bit, sure. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume it didn't work. Those are some great designs for those, actually. Though, Christmas Future looks a little bland. He's just kind of a cloak. Christmas Future never was, like, crazy detailed in his designs, though, so, doesn't particularly matter. Just stuck with his work. Constantly with his work. A little crazy, too. Yep, you're looking at you. That's probably not going to work out well, showing them that. Because now they'll realize they can manage to make it work. Of course. All things come with balance. Mm-hmm. That, of course, distracted them from the lesson they should have learned. But are they actually gonna realize that? Or will this just make them double down? Ah. There was interference. Yeah, you know, that checks out. You know, doesn't that look awful familiar, too? An awful lot like Scrooge. Hmm. That is true, though. Ooh. He definitely looks a bit different now, doesn't he? So he's become a lot more powerful and a lot more evil. That explains a lot. I'm not sure how that will entirely work, but sure. Why not? If there's a pathway to redemption for Casper, it will weave through the people in his life that meant most to him and knew him well. Even if you knew Casper Malthus once as a good man, that was some time ago. How can you be so sure that such a person still exists? I confess I'm not well informed on the metamorphosis that transpired within him. It is imperative that we unravel how he became the man he is today. So are we traveling through time, then? I don't know how you wish to achieve this. Caspar kept a journal in the London Observatory, secret away from the prying eyes of his father. If that journal is still there, it may help us understand how we drifted so far from how I remember it. I, too, was a man who had lost his way. My good friend Jacob Marley helped me see that. I see that you are doing the very same for your friend, Caspar Malthus. It's almost like these words were stated a good, 5 minutes ago, Ebenezer. Please do keep up. I know you're old, but, chop chop. Very well, I'll find Caspar's journal. Thank you, Ebenezer. You must exercise the utmost caution tonight. Caspar was already working to put into motion his plan to displace the workers of London. Workers are protesting, and soon there will be a standoff between the protesters and the Malthus private guard. The guard has been deployed to patrol the streets, no doubt eager to showcase their mettle to anyone sympathetic toward the plight of the workers. Thank you for your warning, Spirit. I shall make my way now to the London Observatory to find Caspar's journal to learn the truth. I don't know where this reach is coming from. He can't be punching that far. Is he, swinging it? Is it... If you look at it closely, you'll see, a cane or something appears for a frame or two of that animation. It's a bit too fast an animation for you to really see what's going on with it. An old Pemberley Gazette, but the headline, Industrialist Caspar Malthus promises the dawn of a new age for London. Like, his run cycle is pretty well animated. Just this attack animation feels like it skips a step or so in its animation. But that's fine. Be careful outside, sir. There have been protests recently here in London, and they've become quite dangerous. The maids have no lines, apparently, and they just move like they're shooting gallery ducks. Fezziwig, how pleasant to see the bright face of my former employee here. Hello, Ebenezer. I see you've made much of yourself since you worked for my company. I am here to provide assistance as you advance in your quest. Thank you, I'm very grateful. There's never been a limit to your generosity. Press this button to access your map. London is a big city with many places to explore, and the map is essential for making your way through the city. Now, since just this introduction's taken up like half of this game's time, I'll probably give it some extra depending on how quickly it progresses from here. Go to the worker strike near the London city centre. Someone may need your help. Okay. Fuck your snowman. Humbug. There's Tiny Tim. What's up, Ebenezer? It's Christmas time again. Thank you for your kindness this year. You've truly changed. Hooray. Good man, Scrooge. So many in this city are in want of work without a penny to their name. How soon will it be they perish from hunger? That's a good question. Question we hope to avoid having the answers to. Okay, that was a little weird. He passed behind this crate, but in front of this crate at the same time. Ah, it's because the crate's real. Okay. The affluent and bourgeoisie go about their day in blissful ignorance of the workers' plight. It shall not be long before Malthus is pressured to quell those protests. Like, they put a lot into this. I'll give them that already. Give us back our jobs. Give us back our dignity. Ebenezer, that protester just ahead is in peril and requires aid. Can you intercede on my behalf? Yeah, if it means punching people, I suppose. We are not the surplus population. He's got a sign. That's a big fucking guy. Please don't. I surrender. You there, unhand that man. Though he may have committed transgressions, he has surrendered himself. You and your friends are naught but the surplus population. Accept your fate, you pitiable swine. Well, that was quick. You're next, old codger. Okay, his attack still deals damage even while it's in the ground. And yep, that is his cane he's using. Okay. You see it better in the rest of his combo. God damn. They make these dialogues disappear entirely too quick. I was still in the middle of a different thought. Thank you, kind sir. Let me help you home. No, I'll be fine. You need to find a safe haven, for Warren Gastrell is a merciless fellow, and you are in grave peril in his presence. Gastrell is not just neutralizing protesters. He and the Malthus private guards are hunting anyone involved in the protests. Now you'll be on his list too. I shall heed your warning. Find safety. Eric, why were you unable to help that man yourself? I had the wish to aid that man, but my curse in the afterlife is that I cannot. You, Ebenezer, have been visited by the Christmas spirits and can see me and other ghosts. I can help those in need through you, and I can help you. For granting assistance to that man on my behalf, I shall join you tonight and help you further. Ah! Eric... Jesus. I didn't touch anything. Those just keep disappearing very quickly on their own, and it's very unhelpful for trying to read anything. But it would appear we can summon him now to assist us. Like, that's my only complaint with this so far, is it feels good and it plays well, but all those dialogues disappearing automatically is kind of annoying. On the far west side of the city is old Jonathan Bedlam Asylum. I always had a feeling there was something strange going on there, but I could never prove it. It's a dangerous place now in any case. You should stay away for your own safety. taking that, turkey. Just scoop the whole thing off the table. Whoa there, lady. I see what he meant about me being able to interact with ghosts now. I got ghost ladies trying to kill me. Yeah, you know, gotta find out what's going on. Where others dare not tread, there's probably prizes. See, I found money already. Ghost money. Okay, the contact damage and such in this is also gonna be an issue. He's not dead, he's just unconscious. This sand has been found. Okay, good to know. Well, that drew a big boy. I also can't get through this door right now. Yeah, as I was saying before, this moves well and controls pretty good. It's got a similar problem to that, I think it was called Creek game that we'd played previously, though. In that the hitboxes and such, while they're fine, are a little too... they stick around too long in terms of when they can hurt you. So, like, for example, if I walked into that gas right as it dissipated, I probably would have taken damage. Okay, so he goes upward. Go ahead and use the turkey. I also have insufficient movement to deal with a situation like him standing on that edge, for example. 'Cause I've only got this basic jump here, and I have a backdash. I had no means of dealing with that situation at all. Now, I'll grant that I'm probably not supposed to be down here yet. I probably was supposed to cross over through the ghosts, going up those stairs. What the hell am I looking at here? Like, something's wrong with that guy's face. He also apparently will not die. I can only, I guess, stun him? Oh, no, there he goes. Yeah. Just some of it at least made sense, and the whole head design there most definitely did not make sense. Okay, Scrooge cannot swim. Not surprising, given his time period and where he lived. Swimming would not be a priority for him. So I guess we gotta get back up and out of here then, because there's nothing here for us. Not that I'm surprised. But this does prove that we're not allowed to go to the asylum specifically yet, and we can't go to the cemetery then. Since apparently the path to the cemetery is underwater. Unless we can get to the cemetery from up here as well. Forgive my intrusion. You don't need to apologize, Fezziwig. You're a great help. If you continue right, you'll find a save room. A save room is where you can save progress and replenish your health and spirit. Look for a sign with a feather pen. Every save room has a sign nearby. Thank you, Fezziwig. At least he's helpful. And yeah, there's the sign for a save room right there. Magic door. Ah, okay, they used that bit as a save symbol. That's actually kind of neat. Like, in terms of an interpretation based off of something like the Christmas Carol, this is honestly fascinating. Would I actually play this, though? I have mixed feelings. I feel like this is the kind of game that'll get a lot better once you have a couple upgrades, and then it'll feel better. I don't like the fact that those are catching on fire. What's your deal? You there, Ebenezer. I see that you've stopped to notice my lamp flames. You put on quite the show with your flames. How do you know my name, Ghost? There's much I know about the people of London, much that some may prefer I not know. I remember you now. You were quite the town whisperer, quite proud of your gossip. That was then, and this is now. I lit the flames to catch your attention. I need your assistance. A prominent journalist, Salvatore Garcia, is writing a story about the accident in the Malthus factory, the one they say a Declan Doyle is responsible. I fear with the unrest in the streets tonight, he could be hurt or injured if he takes his normal route. I know a safer path. My request, Ebenezer, is to ensure that the street lamps can be seen along this route so that Garcia may reach his destination unharmed. Many are covered with snow. Can you make sure the snow is removed and the lamps shine bright? Very well, I'll do what I can to ensure his way is lit. Alright, and I take it I'll get the lamplighter's assistance if I do his quest. I like that. I like that they have a variety of little quests to do to get the other ghosts on your side. Yep, I knock the snow off and he lights it. I haven't seen Phoebe today. I'm worried about her. What do you want? You, I know you. You're Ebenezer Scrooge, that rich, miserly old man that yells at children for laughing too loud. You made my friend cry. Yes, young man, I regret to say this is so. London has been generous with the laughter of children, and I found it quite a bother at the time. I would like to make amends. Is your friend nearby? I would like to apologize. Phoebe's in trouble. She snuck into a building to the right looking for food without realizing it's occupied by Malthus guards. Now she's trapped and scared. Can you help her, sir? This nice lady here, Marianne, has been taking care of Phoebe and will take her to safety if we can find a way for Phoebe to exit the building. Of course I will help. I will find Phoebe and help her to safety. Yep, we got another quest. Gotta go beat up some guards, presumably. I take it that's a man with the weight of his money on his back. Now, is it this building he's referring to? If so, how am I meant to get up there to do anything with that information at the moment? I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume it's either a building further to my right, or we're not meant to do that yet. Because that seems physically impossible right now. Light more lamps. Yeah, I also don't have, like, a down attack. I do have an upswing that I can do, which, again, makes it very much more apparent that he's using his cane. I presume that that's the kid we need to help down there. Yeah, for this being the first ghost we get the assistance of, this soldier seems kind of useless. His attack angle is just all wrong for all the enemies we're dealing with so far. Mugwort, okay. I'm gonna assume that the kid's gonna give us the ability to jump off of these, given where they're placed. Yep, that's what I figured. Gotta bait him out to attack, and then I can hit him. Shoo! Shoo! No, help Malthus guards don't hear me sneeze. Is your name Phoebe? You know a boy named Buster? Oh, dear Buster, he was my best friend. Mother said Buster and I were to be married when we were of age. We're not, dear child. I will help you get out. Marianne's close by and she can take Phoebe to safety. There's a lever just above your head that will open this door. I can help you get up there so you can activate it. Yep. I can now bounce off of those. Okay. That's actually going to be very helpful. I already like where that's going. Go on, kid. Get the hell out of here before anything bad happens. Phoebe, are you okay? This house is dangerous. I must get you to safety. Yes, I'm okay. I'm so happy to see you, Marianne. Please, let's leave. I'm so scared. I'm reading these quick because of what we talked about before with these disappearing. Actual character dialogues on these screens don't seem to, but I don't want to chance it. Thank you for finding Phoebe. She was my best friend in life. With your help and Marianne, Phoebe is safe. I will join you on your quest, Ebenezer. So now we just have that ability all the time. Okay. Also, you'll notice I don't have to do what it was saying where I attack them. Just jumping towards them counts. But I can also do this down slam that hits them. I can't quite get up there. Nor do I want to, considering... Yep, that's what I was afraid of. We've seen a decent bit of gameplay, despite my misgivings initially, as far as the half-hour time for this goes. So I think I might actually leave this off at the half hour, just because of the amount of stuff I'm starting to see everywhere in this game. Okay. We did at least keep our progress when we died. That was something worth checking. So, I will grab the store page so that you guys can either wishlist this or not. As I said, I have a little bit of mixed feelings about this one. I like the idea of it, I like where it's going. It's just got a couple odds and ends here and there that I don't especially care for. Like the contact damage and the fact that a lot of enemies are placed in such a way that you don't really have a good way of dealing with them. And of course the dialogue disappearing was kind of upsetting. But that was one of the lesser issues with it. Still, I think once it comes out, it'll probably be fine. Because they can easily fix most of what I was talking about there. And I of course, always am very against contact damage. So that's also kind of on me a bit. Now we'll jump into another one of the ones that a developer actually asked me to cover their demo. This was actually the first one I was asked to cover. They reacted to my previous nextfest tweet about a week or so ago, I think it was. And the publisher, or Goblins, had specifically said they wanted me to cover their demo. So, of course I agreed to it, because why wouldn't I? I had nothing against them or their demo, so figured I'll cover it. Looked like an interesting enough game, and here we are. But for context's sake, I wanted to point out that these were the ones that were pointed out specifically to me. Okay, so we walk around like that. I can also use the mouse to move forward or backward. And if I click the mouse wheel, I turn around. That's a little weird. Having it be purely mouse wheel for these movements. It's fluid, but I've never seen a game do this before. That's different. Ah, I see. I have to use these like that. Okay. So these are presumably me attacking, using, in this case, my sword, and in this case, bow. And whichever one's closest to me is used first. Okay. So if I do that, and then that uses the action. Okay. Yeah, it's a good-looking game, and I haven't seen a setup quite like this before. So this is interesting. Practice partner that never complains. Fair enough. So they've got 4 hit points, so I need to hit them 4 times. Oh no, the sword does... Ah, that's what the 2 means, is it does 2 damage. Okay. So I can just do that. Or not. Slightly confused. We'll figure it out. Combat is turn-based. Performing one of the following actions triggers a turn. Okay, so whenever I move, everything else will move ordinarily. Defeat the actual enemy here to proceed. There we go, that was the easy way to deal with him. I can skip a turn by pressing both mouse buttons or pressing down. Okay, you can move them into whatever order you want. Okay, so they have a delay on their attacks. I purposely was letting him have a chance to potentially do something so we could figure that out. After using a tile to attack, it will take some turns to recharge before it can be used again. Okay, so that's the amount of turns it takes for them to come back. The little marks at the bottom of them. Let's step away from him, turn around, fire the bow, draw the sword, wait one, kill him, turn, backstep, shoot him, step forward, and we get a free hit on him and he loses. You can swap position with an enemy by moving forward while facing it. Swap has a 4 turns cooldown. Okay. Practice your swap ability. Defeat the enemies to proceed. Okay. Ah! There we go. This is a very neat idea. I think it'll speed up as you go. But yeah, this isn't especially my cup of tea either, but I could see this being interesting. It also depends very much on how much more you get to work with down here. And how interesting those options end up being. Your journey holds many lessons yet to be learned. The Shogun is a curse upon this land and he must be vanquished at all costs. Let's see how the actual gameplay looks. Because maybe the tutorials... Ah, there we go. Shop, meta, go. Defeat Daisuke the Daser. Kill 3 enemies in a single turn. Defeat Ume the Unrelenting. 100 or more coins. And have 10 enemies kill each other over the course of a single run. Okay, so they can do friendly fire, probably if you swap them into an attack. Okay. Once unlocked, you may find this tile in future runs. Grappling hook, curse, bow staff. Okay. Okay. Special ability, you can swap position with an enemy in front of her by moving forward. And you have a couple different character options that will be available out of the demo, so that's good. I like this little bird sprite here. Ah, it's reacting to me pressing go. Okay. I was wondering why it was freaking out when I was mousing over it. I thought it was actually reacting to me pointing at it. Well, let's go. Off to the Bamboo Grove. Alright, Zeno. Yep. I figured it was getting close to that. Have a good night, and thank you for being here. Oh, and I did see some decent multiplayer options if we choose to go that route at the end of the week, by the way. But we can discuss that tomorrow or Wednesday or what have you. Whatever works for both of us on that one. So he's gonna turn around. I got time to draw a blade. Time to draw a bow. And kill him. Yep. See you around, Zeno. So let's just back up to buy myself time here. Because he's going to take forever and a day to move over. I can just shoot him. Draw blade, skip turns, let him come to me. Kill him. Grab that. Okay, that heals for 3. I'm tempted to try to set these guys up to hit each other, but that's not really going to work out. So we'll kill him, step away from him, turn around, draw a bow, end a chunk of his health. Bait him to his demise, and we win. So we get Shadow Dash or Shuriken. I don't know what the number above these means. I don't think they said what these mean. Considering this only has a 3-turn cooldown, just like our attack, though, I'll keep that as a way to get rid of those 3 health guys. Ooh, actually, there's a perfect 1 health target right there for it. I could have also fired the bow and the shuriken at this guy and killed him. I do appreciate that they actually react by jumping back. Like, they don't just walk into their own death completely stupidly. I respect that. I hit the wrong button. Thankfully, it's easy enough to step out of the way of them. It seems like those spiky guys are like loot goblins of some description. Oh, the longer you take, waves start showing up. Okay. That's the catch to taking a bit of time to deal with enemies, then. Okay. I was wondering what the disadvantage to inefficiency was for this. The answer is, the longer you take, the more likely you are to get overrun and start running out of tiles to move on. I could have went for the sword as well, but this is fine. So far, this game is fairly easy, but I can definitely see if you, like, move just wrong, you could start getting caught into a chain of attacks that are gonna really ruin your day. So far, this 10 health seems generous, but I feel like that's not gonna last. Just double checking that I had actually swapped over properly. Okay. Now it adds one more cooldown. So that would make my shuriken, for example, do the same damage as the bow, but have one less cooldown than the bow. Or I put in the sword or the bow and have something that'll kill those 3 health guys in one shot. Let's see what rerolling does. That's actually beautiful. And I also did not realize that the sword hits behind me. So we'll go ahead and give the sword -2 cooldown. And that's what those dots are, is how many upgrades you can have. Okay. So, I don't know how many hits this is. Okay, so 2 is that much of the bar. So it's probably about, like, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, somewhere around, like, between 16 and 18, somewhere in there. Is that a bomb, or is he gonna use a bell to summon enemies? I would assume that's a bell, considering the little, like, dangly bit there. Yep, it's an enemy summoning bell. Okay. Okay. So he was gonna dash forward and attack. Since I moved to him, he dashed into me and hurt me. Wow, he dashes far, too. Yep, this is why I was like, I don't think that that health is as generous as it might at first appear. But I did calculate his health about right, so that wasn't too bad. We just took a lot of stupid damage there figuring that out. Let's go ahead and lower the cooldown on this as well. This way we have two one-turn cooldown attacks. Damage upgrade in combo shop or enchant upgrade in warring shop. Combo shop, I think I can understand what that does. I'm curious what a warring shop means, so we'll go look at that. I'm assuming it's just like attacks or upgrades for attacks. Ah. See, that's kind of neat that you can actually upgrade the shop types, too. An electric current spreads through adjacent enemies, dealing 1 damage. Ooh, that could actually be crazy good on something like the Shuriken that are very easy to just hurl out. And I appreciate that I can sell things as well. Apparently I've got a lot of things. Okay. I don't know if purchasing the consumable slot will add a consumable now or not. I'm gonna go ahead and take the electric upgrade for the Shuriken, though. I do like that it actually gets a different color on the tile, too, so you can tell at a glance what your stuff does. Once you understand the meaning of the symbols. Okay, so he's got 4 hit points. I fucked that up badly. I'm getting needlessly fancy now, and that's what's getting me in trouble. That's what I figured. You've got a 2-tile reach with that spear. I think not going for increasing my damage is gonna come back to bite me a bit. Actually, there's no reason to use that. I can just stab him. There we go. We can get an additional sword, but this sword is a purely attack-forward one. Dash seems like it would be useful for closing gaps in less turns. Because judging from how it goes for those dashing enemies, I would assume it'll cross that whole gap in the single turn. So we'll go ahead and take the dash so I can close the gap on like those spearmen and such. Kill him. Pull the bow out. Kill him. Step away from him so I'm safe. Okay, that worked how I thought it would. I fucked it up though because I went 1 damage too short. So now we're about to take a hit. Because there's... Actually, no. I can do that. Now I stab him. Yep. The electricity went through him back to the first target, like I hoped. So now we do it in this order. Slam, stab, dead. Now we've got a slight problem, but I've got a solution to this problem. It's called flip him, step away, flip, throw electric shuriken, step through him, turn, And fuck myself. Yeah, I realized I was in a position where I couldn't actually keep digging myself out of that hole. -1 cooldown. +1 damage. Okay. I know I'm putting a lot of eggs in one basket with these shuriken, but these shuriken have been doing really well. It's probably really impressive if somebody actually knows enough of how the movement works to chain all of this together in one long combo. I'm playing it super slow just because I'm learning positioning and figuring all that out. I have a cunning scheme. Because you do that, then you dash. Oh, I can't chain more than 3, though. Bap, bap, whack. Yeah, the idea was that all 4 of those attacks were going to go off together and both of them would have died. But I can only chain 3 moves together. I don't know if that's an upgrade you can get to get more chain length, or if it's a matter of that's just how it works. And we're down to 10 minutes on the timer, but I'm going to turn the timer off and we'll basically just do this as a one-run thing, because it's looking like I'll manage to last more than 10 minutes in the current situation. I could easily fuck up at some point and just die a miserable death. The dash and slash idea definitely works for those guys. Grab that, throw that, spin, flip. Shit. Drink the shield brew so we don't take the damage. I miscounted. Shit. Well, we're just gonna have to take that hit. Well, I'm just throwing everything away now, aren't I? As soon as I said, oh yeah, we're doing great, fucks up 7 moves in a row. Good job, dum-dum. So I can give something straight up an extra level. So, like, this would have 5 dots instead of 4. That's better. Let's put that on the dash, actually. Because a 2-turn cooldown dash will allow me to get away from problems. Iwao the Impaler. I presume, then, that he has a spear. He summons spearmen, probably, too. Yep, there it is. Okay. Oh, he's got, like, magic spikes or something. Okay. Let's go ahead and poison him as well to expedite this, then. So I don't know where that attack lands. I don't know if I, like, have to be anywhere but in front of him for that, or if that's at a set range. Because we haven't gotten a chance to get a read on that move yet. Fight's over, though. I do like that you can just pressure down the bosses if you can figure out a way to do so. So I feel like that's going to make this game, on the whole, potentially a little too easy sometimes, if you just rush down the boss. Guarding shop is probably the smarter choice, but a dancer shop sounds like more my style, where it's more about moving away from your opponents and dodging around. Ooh, one more cooldown on the swap, but I can swap backwards. Like, I've tried to do multiple times and gotten myself in trouble with that, so that's actually something I definitely want. I can definitely see myself playing a lot of this game. It's not something that's typically my style of game, but it does what it does well enough that it intrigues me. I did those in the wrong order. Brain had right idea, wrong move order. Dash into him, spin. Throw shuriken. Shoot bow. So I realized, at the rate I was going, the timing on that was going to get bad. That's why I just rushed through that with the curse. I wanted to get to the coins. Because if you end the fight with coins on the map, you seem to pick them up. But they have a time limit as well, I think. Having the sword go to 2-turn cooldown but do 3 damage is probably worth it. This does mean we are back up to having nothing with a 1-turn cooldown, but that's probably fine. Speaking of, step forward, kill this man, step away from big man. There we go. There we go. Take him out, shoulder charge forward, so that I can swap that in, grab that, go, kill him. Wheel around, kill him, step away so he doesn't stab me. Wash, rinse, repeat, win fight. Okay, I have a plan. 1, 2, 3. Swap, get him stabbed, turn around, wipe the floor with him. I should have done that in a different order. More to the point, I should have used the dash to close the gap with him after the other guy died. But that's the idea I had, was set the other one up for failure. All in all, we seem to be in a perfect position damage-wise for clearing most of these guys out without it being much of an issue. Like, they're not a cakewalk. They still require a little bit of thinking, but they're not difficult to get rid of. There's the backward move. Him with that, that. Whack, chop, shoot. Stab. Use this to bump him. Get rid of him. Turn around. Backward move through him so he gets stabbed with the spear. Step in, shoot him. I had those in the wrong order, so it went completely wrong. But that's okay. I think I fucked up again. Nope, we're okay. There's a lot of moments where I look at what I set up and I'm just like, did I fuck up? Could really go either way on that one. Now, if I queue those both up, that's not gonna work. Yeah, that still didn't work, but that's okay. I needed to get rid of that archer before he shot. We are getting buried in heals. I think, if anything, we're actually going to go overtime with this one, and that's okay. I'm going to let this run play out. You move there, die. And then I throw these two at him, and he dies. Bump, stab, throw, move, turn, stab, stab. There we go. But this is what I meant when I was talking about it initially. As you get the hang of it, it starts speeding up a little bit. It's never going to be fast, I don't think. But that's just the nature of this kind of game. They're never going to be like, holy shit, fast-paced game. And they're not meant to be. And that's fine. I'm gonna save a spot on this in case there's a really interesting effect that comes up, like another electric or something. So we'll go ahead and give the bow a third point of damage. There's Ume the Unrelenting. Okay. I presume that you'll live up to your name by really just trying to pressure me down. Yep, you've got a club. Step through you first. Beat you up. He's got a shuriken attack as well. We'll put a shield up so I don't have to deal with that. Ooh, he's going all in. This might actually be a problem. We'll win the damage race on that, though. I'll take that trade. So I've also got potions to just kind of force my way through this with. This fight's over. So far, none of the bosses have been that dangerous. In fact, that appears to be... Yeah, that's the entire demo. They might want to up the difficulty a little bit in the full game. But at the same time, this appears to just be the Area 1 boss, if you judge by the symbols there. Oh no, that's the amount of challenges there. Never mind. So yeah, we actually got it in right about on time with having beaten the demo. Fun little game. Definitely a fun game. And in terms of any, like, bugs or anything, we didn't encounter any. There's nothing, like, problematic with this at all. I can't think of really anything I would change other than making a couple things a little clearer. Like, I don't think they mentioned what the upgrade limit symbols meant, but they were easy enough to figure out, so that really doesn't need to be tutorialized either. I'm just gonna okay, so these do have things behind them, too. So that's good. And in the end, the controls felt like they were a little weird, but once you come to grips with them, which is fairly quick, that honestly felt pretty good. I don't think there was anything actually difficult about the controls for this. I'm interested to see how things like the bow staff and such play out when I play the main game in the future, because I might actually pick this up in the future at some point. I don't know if demo progress will carry over, but I'm gonna go ahead and buy what I can afford anyway. Okay, we're running out of things to buy. And they're not in specific lines, that's just whichever one you happen to... yeah. Like, you can see that they already have spaces for other tiles. But if that's already half the tiles, I hope they add more than that in the future as well. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. It also depends on what the price point ends up being for this, though. But as with the other ones, let me go quickly grab you guys the store page so you can wishlist this if this caught your eye. I'm willing to recommend this. This was pretty fun. But that was a full run of Shogun Showdown, and I enjoyed it. So that gets put in the good pile too. Nothing's gone in the bad pile yet. Ebenezer's been the only one that's gone in the maybe pile instead of the good pile. But now it's on to the next one. This one, I don't know if I entirely count this as a nextfest demo, per se. It's in nextfest, but I don't know if I would entirely count it, because this has been out for a bit. It just hasn't been out on Steam. But it was in nextfest, so I used it as an excuse to play this demo. So, you know, it's one of those little tricks. As soon as it eventually loads. Okay, there's an epilepsy warning on this, so that's worth noting. Yes, yes. Go ahead and use the Epic Games BS. It's okay. Yes, yes. Because that's why I was saying this about this in particular. Is this has been out on Epic for a while, but it looks like it's finally getting over to Steam soon. We all know how well soon works out. I do wish they had given me an options menu before putting me on a select your hero screen.
Thought you'd never ask.
Rico the Rogue, previously one of Daedalus's fiercest generals, Rico now fights against the forces of evil in a hope for atoning for his past sins. He's the rogue of the team, light on his feet and excellent in one-on-one combat with a blade. Most effective dashing in and attacking stragglers while they're distracted by the rest of the party.
Let's do this.
It's a little laggy, which is why I wanted to touch settings, but apparently I can't do that until after I pick somebody, so I'm just going to look at all these first, and then we'll move on from there. Let me get the timer running as well. Maggie is one of the finest students ever to graduate from the Lyceum, Eldrith's leading mage academy. What Maggie lacks in endurance and combat skills, she more than makes up for as a spellcaster. From a safe vantage point, her spells can turn the tide of combat like mystical artillery. Okay, so she teleports, has a familiar, and has a barrier.
Let the hunt begin.
Hawkins the Hunter. After years as a solitary monster hunter, Hawkins now adds his skills to Myth Force. He excels at ranged combat and can enter the spirit realm to pass through enemies who block his path. His most powerful shots weaken foes or pull them into explosive rifts. Okay, all of those are self-explanatory in what his kit is.
Fit for battle.
Victoria the Knight. A former knight of the Solaire Royal Guard, Victoria formed and now leads the Heroes of Myth Force. She's a defensive hero, excelling at close quarters combat and crowd control. While not as fast as the other heroes, Victoria can keep the heat off her party while mitigating damage with high stamina and defensive abilities.
Thought you'd never ask.
I'll try Rico first. That seems more along the lines of what I would want. Okay, so they've got emotes and voice lines and all that. What's the constellation? Okay, this is stat increases. Okay. There we go. Now I have access to an options menu. That's a point against this, that they bury the options menu behind having character select and everything first. It's also still running a little floaty, which is concerning. Which I don't know why it's running a little awkward. It shouldn't be. And we'll see how it actually works in gameplay. Maybe it's just the menu that's a little funky. How's the audio? Audio is currently a little high for where this is probably going to end up. I'm going to go ahead and lower that preemptively a bit. This seems like fairly quiet music compared to what's probably going to kick up a lot once it gets going. So I'm just going to lower all of these a fair bit and leave the dialogue a bit higher so we can hear all of that guaranteed until we get tired of it, which may or may not even happen during the demo. Yes, I want to keep my changes. And we'll see how well this holds up flying solo. Sure, we'll go there. We'll go on normal, even though it's defaulting to hard. Because I don't know if this is going to run well enough. Hey there, Tiny. How you doing? We've already been through a couple things. Specifically, 2 of the games that were requested have been done already. Chicken Nuts was good. Shogun Showdown was the one we just did, which was also quite good. And Ebenezer and the Invisible World was okay. I'm doing alright. A bit tired because I had to take a little bit of pain med to deal with a headache that I had at the start of today. But I'm holding it together. Oh yeah, this is running very badly. I don't know if this is it not liking running alongside OBS or what. Because none of my usages are even taxed a third. So this is either a utilization issue or it really doesn't like OBS. 'Cause everything's at the floor, so there's no reason why this should be an issue. We'll make do for the moment and see how bad it gets.
The great outdoors.
But reasonably, doesn't seem like it should be running like this. So this might be one of the demos that gets cut short because I don't know what's wrong with it. I should have tested these more, but at the same time, they're just demos, so if I tested them too much, there'd be nothing to see. They did really well artistically with this. I'll give them that.
You should watch your back around me.
Like, they definitely were going for Saturday morning hero cartoon vibe, and they definitely hit it. Especially with that sound effect when I teleported behind that guy. You have no eyes, but I blinded you with sand anyway. Oh, that was the sound of them teleporting in. Okay. I keep expecting the skeletons to just yell "nyah" at me or something. start screaming about He-Man. Ow.
Time for a few.
Okay, so that's just a dash.
Surprise!
Sand. I have a bow as well. Okay, so headshots count. Good to know. Hi, you are a skeleton. You are entirely too close. Okay, so this is playable. It doesn't quite feel right, but it's playable. I haven't gotten hit because of the weird slowness yet. Okay, hurts me to swing, but hits harder, inflicts bleed, or just better. Let's just take better. Like, even the chests are covered in fungi. They knew. Costs less to dash, that seems fine. And the frame rate seems to be cleaning up a little bit now that the game is loaded. Yep, that sure is fire. Okay. Just double checking to make sure that I did actually swap it over. Which, since Tiny was reacting to it, I could assume, but just because it showed it doesn't necessarily mean OBS understood what I told it to do. If that makes sense. Things have happened before. We'll just leave it at that. Going to go this way. Nope, I can't go that way. Okay, how about weird magic door then? Like, it is the weirdest thing that nothing's even taxed by, like, half, and it's running kind of shoddy. So I'm wondering if this game just doesn't move as fast as I expected it to, and that's why it feels wrong. Because the controls feel responsive. As you can see, it just also feels kind of sluggish. And that's the weird disconnect I'm having right now. But without pulling a frame rate number up.
There's a hidden way to the crypt through the thicket. If I can find it, that's my ticket to entering the castle and facing Deadless.
Okay. So they said something about a secret passageway that I need to go to. There's fall damage. Okay, good to know. Some hero you are, breaking your ankles. I like what I'm seeing with these perks so far. Stack more and more damage on kill, but until we get hit. And there's enemies with modifiers, okay. Yeah, the sluggishness is really kicking in when I try to shoot. And there's a stamina meter. That's what that blue meter is. Looks like I can't do anything till it... I don't know, I can do things while it's still refilling. I don't know if I had to wait for it to turn blue again or not. What the hell? There we go. The little goblin guy, I don't know what was going on with him. I tried to shoot him, but I don't know if my shots just went through him, or if the delay caused it to miss, or what. Not really sure what was up with that one.
I'll run you through.
Keep hitting the wrong button. Okay. Ultimate recharge time. My boot. He stole my shoes. That's what that guy's deal was. He showed up, stole my shoes, and went out through a portal. What a little shitter. Impressive that he could steal the shoes off my own feet. Gotta give credit where credit's due on that one. That's a good trick. Really don't feel like that should have reached me, but, well, here we are. A lot of upgrades. Let's inflict chill. Why not? That sounds like fun. Now, it's definitely running wrong. You can tell when I try to, like, turn quickly how it kind of judders a little bit and slows down. Makes it very clear that that's a bit wrong.
This isn't a flesh wound. I need help.
That's what I was hoping for, is that the archer would come in here too and just get destroyed. And blocking does seem to be an option. I don't know if I can block an arrow, though.
In your face.
With the current slight jank, though, shooting does not seem particularly viable. The melee feels decent, though. Just as I said, we're ever so slightly janky. And you'll notice, kind of like the original Doom, you'll notice his portrait's getting steadily more and more fucked up the more he gets the shit kicked out of him. It's little details. Little details. Oh, there we go. That's a full heal. Excellent. He no longer has band-aids on his face. You able to figure out how to get down here? Or you... Yeah, you good there, buddy? There you go.